You know what sucks about graduating is you have to buy the hat and the robe and all the regalia, and you only get to wear it once and you have to spend so much money on it. The hat and the robe itself were $65, the sash was $50, and the tassel was $10, and then you come to the cords, and I bought one of these, two of these actually, but sometimes you get them for free. But you get what I'm saying, there's a lot of production that, I mean, I could just wear this around town, but I might get some funny looks. But hey, I freaking graduated college, alright? I deserve to show it off. So yes, I graduated college for the final time. I think I've made a couple of videos now about me graduating from college, and that was when I had my community college graduation or my junior college graduation. But this time I have graduated from my four-year university, UC Irvine, with my bachelor's in drama, or theater. They call it drama. I like the term theater better. But anyway, I am done. Actually, I have to take a summer class, but it's just for units, so I'm done for the most part. Yes, ooh. I love my cap. It looks so good. I did this all myself. There will be a video coming soon of how I did this. But yeah, I graduated from UC Irvine, class of 2019 represent, and I'm done with school. I got my bachelor's degree, like I said, and I know I'm not going to be getting my master's, if at all, at least for a while. I used to never entertain the idea of getting a master's degree, and then at the end of last year, I had a conversation with somebody who, it kind of like, I don't know, it gave me this new perspective, and it wasn't really a profound conversation, and it also wasn't a conversation with a person who had a master's degree, which was funny enough, but it kind of gave me it kind of made me think, do I want a master's degree or not? But that's not the focus of today's video. The answer to that question is, I think in the future, because I would like to teach college theater in the future, but for right now, I'm done with school for at least the foreseeable future, and I'm very, very happy. I spent a year here at UC Irvine. I thought I was gonna be here for maybe longer, but then I ended up getting it done in 1 year, and I was a junior transfer. So I transferred from my community college where I had been for 5 years, and the last year was more of a semester spread out over a year, honestly. I only took 4 classes my last year because the way that things worked out, but essentially my path made it to where I was at my junior college for 5 years, got 4 AAs and 4 certificates while I was there, so I did not waste my time. But then when I transferred here, typically if you transfer into a 4-year university, you're gonna spend 2 years at that school finishing up your degree. Well, the way that it worked out with the amount of classes that I had taken at my previous school, now mind you, if they would have let me transfer in all of my eligible units, I probably only would have had to take like 2 quarters here, but UC Irvine doesn't let you transfer in more than 105 units, I believe it is. So I transferred in the max amount of units. They're on the quarter system here, I was on the semester system, but anyway, I transferred in the max amount, and after talking to my counselor, it figured out to where I would be able to get it done in a year. In the process, did I almost die? Yes, I was in a lot of classes, especially towards the end of my year. A lot of people say that their senior year is the easiest and they get to take the fun classes, and for the most part I did. There weren't a lot of classes that I had to take because a lot of my requirements were filled. It was just a matter of getting the units. So that's where I'm at now. That's why I have to take 1 class over the summer, is purely for hitting my 180 unit mark to graduate. I had filled all of the requirements that I needed by the time I transferred in, except for a few classes. So I got those over and done with really fast, and like last quarter I was in 7 classes and only 1 of them was required. And the reason why I hadn't taken it sooner is because for that series they had offered A, B, and C in fall, winter, and spring respectively, so I couldn't take it any sooner. Now I know some people who also did the same thing. They were able to transfer in with a lot of units and then are graduating in a year because maybe they took AP classes or they evened out their units a little bit better. My journey was a little bit different because I thought I was going to be at UC Irvine for 1.5 years tops. I knew that 2 years was probably what I would be estimated, but I wanted to be done by fall of 2019, but then some things came up that made me have to like rearrange my plan. So the housing that I live in right now has a year lease from September to September. They do not have partial leases. So I don't remember at what point I kind of figured that out at, and I think it had to have been been later into the fall quarter because I would have taken more classes in fall to even out my quarters, because I went from 16 units in fall to 24 in winter to ending with 32 in spring, and then 4 units over the summer. And so obviously looking at those numbers, I could have rearranged things a lot differently. I think especially with fall quarter being my first quarter, I'm kind of glad it was a really light load, but at the same time, I could have taken on one more class and been fine. So my original plan of staying a year and a half wouldn't have worked with the leasing on my house, because in order to pay for my rent, I would have to have financial aid. In order to get financial aid, you have to be a student, and in order to get financial aid as a student, you have to be in a minimum amount of units. So it wouldn't have made sense for me to stay 2 years when I could be done in 1.5 or less, and I didn't have that many classes I needed to take to stretch out over 2 years. Would have been like 4 classes or something like that a quarter, which didn't seem like it would make sense for me when I could be done in 1 year. Also, I tried to find other ways that I could twist it, maybe getting a minor or whatever, and there wasn't enough time for the time that I was adding to get a minor, so it just kind of didn't make sense for me. So that's when I met up with my counselor, kind of looked at my situation and was like, listen, I know I'm crazy, but how can I get out before the fall quarter? Because I need to be out of here in September. And luckily, my academic advisor is amazing. I love you, Jen. And she was pretty much like, it's crazy, but you can do it. Let's figure it out. Let's punch the numbers. She pulled out a calculator and was like, boop, bop, boop, let's do this. And I freaking did it. I did it. Every time I went and checked in with her, she was like, let me pull out my calculator, look at all your things. Oh yeah, girl, you're on track. You got this. It's gonna be crazy, but you got this. And I got it, and I did it. And that's how I'm here today with my class of 2019. I keep wanting to call this a sash. It's called a stole. I don't know why it's called a stole, but I'm a class of 2019 because with the thanks of my amazing academic advisor and the way that things worked out. And also, I'm gonna give myself credit here. I worked my ass off. It was a lot of sleepless nights. Literally this quarter, there was a day that I did not sleep for 36 hours. That's more than a day. I had a project due, I was sick, which was rad, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna not sleep. We'll just go. No, but yeah, oh gosh, this quarter was rough. But I have to say, over my 3 quarters, I think my spring quarter was probably my favorite quarter because I had a lot more friends. I got to do more things that were outside of classes. I hung out with a lot of people more. I felt comfortable on campus. I found the lighting department, which, oh my god, like if I would have known about UCI lighting before I had like made my plan to graduate in a year, I might have considered spreading it out into 2 years and looking at like an honors in lighting. I could have taken lighting classes that I didn't even know existed. I would have taken those, and I did lighting at my community college. I got my technical theater degree, and I would have loved to be a part of the production studio of the UCI drama department, but I didn't find it until my spring quarter, and I loved all the time that I spent there because the people in the UCI lighting department right now all made me feel so incredibly welcome. They made me feel worthy of being there. They made me feel intelligent. They equipped me with so much knowledge that I had not had before, as well as taking what I already knew and trusting me in being a capable human being. And yeah, I'm an actor, but I know what I'm talking about sometimes, you know? And just all of the lighting people were just such kind people. And I've told them all this. And like, besides my improv team, the lighting department is where I felt welcome at UCI. One of the 2 places that I felt like I belonged. And I can never thank them enough for that. So if anybody from the lighting department that I met over my spring quarter is watching this video, you do not know how much you mean to me. So thank you. Oh yeah, let me talk about all my things that I got. So this cord here, funny story about my gold cord. So you know how there's like summa cum laude and cum laude and magna cum laude and like it's the honors, it's the GPA thing. Well, I didn't know you had to apply for that, and I get an email one day being like, yeah, so for those of you who applied, but never an email saying, hey, do you want to apply for this? So I was a little butthurt, and I never got to have cords or sashes at any of my previous graduations. Like I didn't know it was a thing at my high school, and then I don't think there was a lot of options for it at my community college. And so I was like, you know what, damn it, I'm graduating with a freaking bachelor's degree from the University of California, Irvine. I'm getting all the And so I Googled what color the GPA thing for what the GPA I had, because I would have gotten it, was. And so I found it and I bought it for myself because I was like, I should get this because I deserve it, and I worked my butt off for it. So there's that one. This one here, this, you know, this dingy brown cord that's just dark, it looks like chocolate. This is for the drama, like the art, I don't know if it's for arts. I'm pretty sure it's for drama, but maybe it's the School of the Arts, I don't know. Regardless, why are the most colorful people, aka art people or drama people, why do we get the dark brown cord? We should have like bright pink or bright blue or red, like a curtain on a stage. Like, okay, whatever. We just had to do a survey and got that one. And then this striped black and white one is actually for my improv team, Improv Revolution. At my school, you can wear stoles or cords that represent your organizations that you're part of at UCI. So some people are part of clubs or theater groups or whatever, and they had like a stole for that. Then you have the UCI one that you could buy. I don't know how many people had cords, but when I heard about how you can have cords for groups, I knew that there was not a cord for my improv team. So I kind of like looked into it myself and talked to one of the captains on the team. I was like, hey, I think getting this for the seniors would be really special. What do you think? And he was like, that's a really good idea. So I went and bought them for all the seniors, and then we brought it up to our academic advisor, and he was like, I love this idea. I want to make this a tradition. Like, thank you for starting this. So for anybody in the future who becomes a part of Improv Revolution, and if you get a black and white cord that was started by yours truly, I'm not here to brag, but I'm gonna brag. I'm pretty proud that the future generations of Improv Revolution get to represent themselves at graduation, because IREV was something that was so important to me while I was at UCI, because they gave me a sense of family, a sense of belonging, as well as providing me with the opportunity to do something I love twice a week, have a show every other week. I love improv, and a couple of years back I was a part of this thing called Improviver, which was a show that was created at the CSZ Theater in Sacramento, and it's essentially improv and Survivor. It's a really fun concept for a show, and it mixes the idea of like tribes and the TV show Survivor and like competitions and immunity idols and whatever, and then improv. And during the all-star season that I was a part of, that was the moment that I think I really realized that I wanted to do improv for the rest of my life. I remember getting really teary-eyed at the finale. I was crying because of how much fun I had and how much improv meant to me, and how I realized over that process that improv meant so much to me. And so with that whole long story being said, Improv Revolution is something that saved me at UCI. I don't know what I would have done without all the people that I had on my improv team, from the people who were there from the very first quarter I was there. I was lucky enough to be on the team for all 3 quarters of my time at UCI, and there were people who came, there were people who left, and no matter what, every single person that I had on all of my teams impacted me positively in some way. I made some of my closest, dearest friends that I have, that I know I'll have for the rest of my life, from that team. I have a family through Improv Revolution, and it's something that I am so thankful for. Improv Revolution was there for me through the toughest times that I had at UCI, especially fall quarter. Oh my god, my first quarter here was awful. I felt like I was not wanted. I did not, I tried to meet people and introduce myself to people, and I kept feeling shut off. And luckily, I had Improv Revolution that I could go back to and have a group of friends who was happy to see me, and just a sense of a new normal, of being in this new place, not knowing a single person. There were so many people who transferred in and they knew somebody, and I was 100% alone. So having that family, and then also becoming a better improviser. I definitely think I've become a better improviser over the last year. I've learned so many things. I've learned ways to work as a team. I've learned different styles of improv. I've grown as a character improviser. There's so many things that I've grown through Improv Revolution, and I keep shaking this. But anyway, IREV is so important to me. So all my IREV family, thank you. You do not understand how much you have impacted me and how much you changed my life. And honestly, you were the part of my UCI UCI journey that made me want to stay and made me love being at UCI. So Improv Revolution is something I'm definitely gonna miss, and I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing shows because there's a lot of friends that I still have here. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of them and coming and being an audience member for an iRev show for the first time instead of somebody who's on stage. This has become me talking about my UCI journey. Well, okay, let's go back to graduation. So I got this pretty stole. A cool thing about this is there's a little pocket right here. So I was able to put like my ID, because you have to have your ID to check in, and like a chapstick. And then they gave us this wonderful gift. I'm being a little sarcastic. Where is it? The UCI Alumni Association, after getting off stage, handed us these little pins, which have our boy Peter the Anteater on it, and it's a little pin. And you know, I don't want to say I like how he looks, because I don't. I'm definitely, I don't know why I've had the goofiest mascots since high school. So my middle school mascot was a Mustang, and we were the Cougars in high school. And then I went to community college and we were the Beavers. And then I go to my university and we're the Anteaters. And this is Peter the Anteater, and I think he looks like a freaking dork. Yeah, he's not my fave. So after we walked off stage, and instead of handing us a diploma, which I'm going to get in like 5 or 6 months, I got this. So same thing, right? And then as we were walking out the stadium, we got these little license plate holders. Zot 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 is apparently what Peter the Anteater says. Also, I learned, if you're a UCI person, the Zot is not this, it's this, which makes so much more sense because that looks like a little anteater nose. But yeah, Zot Zot, you know, UCI alumni, this cheap little piece of plastic. Also, on our little robes, if you bought it through UCI, there's a little Peter the Anteater thingamajig on there. That's cute. Another thing I got is, like, you know how you got the tassel here? Oh yeah, a friend gave all the drama people that. That was very nice. I have my little tassel boy. So here's the tassel. On the back of it says 2019, very cute. But then I also got 2 more. I bought one because I didn't know if my mom was gonna want it, and I thought the day we bought all of our stuff was the only day we were gonna have to buy things, so I got that. And then, oh, I could put this in my rearview mirror now! Ow, I forgot! Okay, I had this one for my community college. It's like the diamondy one. I think I also had it for high school too. Jostens is like the American supplier, at least in California it is. Jostens does all this stuff, and they look the same for all the years. But I always make sure to buy this like blingy one. I'm gonna put this on my rearview mirror in my car. That'll be cool. So another thing outside of graduation, I'm jumping all over the place, is I had my Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that's so hard to say. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge reservation on the same day of graduation. So I was able to get myself a little graduation button, just like the one you get from Disneyland, except I need to like write the year on it. And then I have this shirt that I got when I bought all my graduation stuff, and it says UCI alumni. Wow, how fun. Because that's what I am now. Oh yeah, and then I've got, this is just like a haul of all my UCI crap. And then I got this UCI like little tank top on clearance the other day, which was so nice. So I figured I would wear it for this video, and you can't even tell that I'm wearing it when I sit like this. So that's fun. Also, isn't it just a shame of how goofy these hats look? Graduation was about like 2 hours, an hour and a half. It started at 2:30 in the afternoon, which was nice because then I had time to get ready. I didn't have to be there super early. I didn't have to be awake super early. For ARC, my community college, our rehearsal was at like 7 a.m. the day of graduation, and then graduation wasn't until like 7 p.m. So it was like a long day, but I got to sleep in a little bit. It was nice. My mom was here. My best friend came. My friend Christian came. Some friends from UC Irvine I was able to give tickets to, and they were able to see it. All the seniors of IREV were at graduation because 4 of us graduated on the same day, and then our captain Nathan, he graduated on a different day, but he came to see us. So that was really nice. So we were all together. It was a good day. I was really happy with it. And then we got to go Star Wars, and that was amazing. It looked so beautiful there. Got my fill on Star Wars. We got to ride Spunkler's Run 3 times. I got engineer twice and pilot once, and that was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. The attention to detail is insane. It is like, it's insane. You do not feel like you're in Disneyland. You feel like you're in a completely different planet, which is the point. There's only one ride open right now. We went in some shops. I got some pins. I do not know where they are. I need to find those. Well, anyway, I've got my grad announcements and my grad pictures that I took. These are coming out soon to my family and my friends. But I'll put a picture up so you can see them. Also, pro tip for grad announcements, design your own and print them out on photo paper, and they are a lot cheaper. Yeah, they're not as fancy because they're not thick or whatever, they're just pieces of paper, but I mean, people are gonna put them on their fridge or maybe throw them away. Hopefully they don't, because this is nice and I spent a lot of time and money on it. But you put them on the fridge, you put them in a little keepsake album. It doesn't need to be a piece of fancy cardstock. You can just print it on a little piece of photo paper. A little glossy photo paper. It looks nice. The print looks clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Also, Epcot hat. There she is. What a beaut. Let's see. I think that's it. So, yeah. I graduated college. I'm a first-generation American. I'm a first-generation college student. And now I have a bachelor's degree, which is insane. If you would have asked me 6 years ago if this is where I would be today, I don't know if I would have guessed being a college graduate with a bachelor's degree from my top university. I knew in 2015 when I came and toured some Southern California campuses that UC Irvine was the one I wanted to go to. And the day I got accepted, I wish I had video of it, because it was like one of those Facebook videos where you see people jumping up and down, and I got the email and they were like, check your portal, and I go into the portal and I like couldn't like figure out the website, and I completely skipped over the words right in the middle of the screen that said like, congratulations, you've been accepted. And when I finally clicked on it, I just like screamed and I ran over my mom and I was like, mom, and she's sitting there like putting something in the closet and she's like, what's up? And I was like, I got accepted to UC Irvine. And we were both just like screaming and crying and jumping up and down. And it was honestly, I have to say, even though I've had an overall rough experience with UCI, especially my first quarter was garbage, but there was a lot of positives to it. I think you think of the dark times sometimes more than you think of the light, and there were a lot of tears, a lot of frustrations, but I would still not change anything. I think the one thing I wish was different is that I had known a little bit more about the school before coming here, and it was stuff that I couldn't have learned through research. I could have only learned through personal stories being told to me. And so I want to make a video about what my personal experience was with the UCI drama department, because I think it's a really good and capable department if you know how to navigate it. But going in as somebody who didn't really know what was up with like the social aspect and the politics and whatever, it definitely like put a bad taste in my mouth from the beginning, but I am thankful nonetheless that I went to UCI, and I'm grateful to be here. And even though it was really treacherous, it was overall a positive experience, even though there was a lot of not so great things, but overall very positive, and I'm still happy that this is how my journey, how my path went, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's really crazy to say that I have graduated college. I have a bachelor's degree in drama from the University of California, Irvine. I went to a UC. Holy shit. What? God, I remember talking about that in high school and like, oh yeah, UC. Like, those are big boy schools. And here I am. That's friggin' wild. I think that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video and hearing a little update on me and my life. A lot of people might be wondering what's next for me, and I don't know if I want to say that in this video because I'm gonna make another video about it. But essentially, my goal is to stay in Southern California. I'm living there now. I'm gonna be here through the rest of the summer. I've got something I'm doing in the fall that you'll hear about in my next video. And if you get my announcement, you'll know about it because I put it in the letter that's going in here. But anyway, I've got some crazy stuff going on for the rest of this year, but my main goal right now, my main focus is I've got my one summer class I'm taking, intermediate acting. I have a lot of friends who will be in that class, which is great. I am hoping to check some things off my summer bucket list while I have a lot of free time. This is essentially my last summer that I will not be working, where I've got a lot of free time, and so I want to take advantage of that and travel within Southern California within reason, you know, but do a lot of things that I haven't been able to do, especially over this crazy school year. And then by the beginning of next year, ideally I will be living somewhere in either Anaheim or LA or somewhere in between, but I'll be down here. So that's what's next for me, pursuing my acting career and living the dream, you know? It'll be tough and it's not an easy path, but I know that and I'm excited for what's ahead. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I just want to say really quick, if you are somebody who has been a part of my life that has led me up to this point, thank you for your support. All my friends and my new family that I made while I was here in Irvine, I appreciate you so much. Because without you, I don't think I would have survived this year. It was one of the toughest years I had in school. So thank you for everything. To my mom, thank you so much for everything you have ever done for me. I wanted to be able to make you proud, and I hope I did. All the teachers who have made a huge impact on me, I appreciate you. Not only from my community college to now, but like talking about UC Irvine, I did not have a ton of positive experiences. There were a few people that made it really special for me. Somebody who I will be eternally grateful for through my UCI journey is Ashlee Espinoza. I don't know if you're watching this, but thank you so much for just being a positive light on my UCI journey. And I know we didn't interact for long, but I'm so thankful for your positive energy and your welcoming nature and just being an overall inspiration. And Ashlee has a YouTube channel, so I'll leave her link down in the description. Check her out. She makes great videos for actors, and she's getting started on her YouTube journey as well, but she's a fantastic person, so check her out. Of course, Jen, my academic advisor, literally I wouldn't have been able to graduate in a year if it weren't for her. Improv Revolution, you mean the world to me. All my friends and family from back home who have supported me while I've been gone for the year, and understanding who's still stuck by my side after this whole time. Thank you so much to all of my professors from my community college who have made me the performer and the actor and the thespian, if you want to say, that I am today. I talked about you all the time here at UCI because I wanted to let people know how amazing you guys were, and I frankly got an overall better education at my community college than I did at UCI when it came to my theater world. And obviously I spent a lot more time there, so maybe that's a biased thought than it actually is, but it's true, and you guys are all fantastic. I could go on. This turned into a thank you video. Anyways, okay, I gotta go. Like I said, if you want to keep updated with me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll post an update soon about what's next for me immediately after college, because it's kind of gonna be a big change. But yeah, anyways, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see from me, whether they be about UCI, UCI theater, in general, anything, please drop them down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, that is it for me. Stay beautiful, have a marvelous day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! I'm a freaking college graduate. Wow!